AITA for kicking my fiancée out of the house after finding out she lied about being infertile. I, 33M, have been with my fiancée, Emma, 30F, for 4 years. We've been engaged for 1 year, and we're planning to get married next summer. She's smart, funny, and caring, the kind of person who lights up a room just by being in it. I thought I hit the jackpot when I met her. Early in our relationship, Emma told me she was infertile. She explained that she had a medical condition during her teenage years, which caused complications and made it impossible for her to have children. She cried while telling me about it, saying how it was one of the hardest things she ever had to accept. I comforted her and told her it didn't matter to me. I wasn't interested in having biological kids anyway. Kids, in general, weren't really part of the future I envisioned for myself, so her infertility wasn't an issue. Over the years, the topic came up occasionally. Friends would joke about us having kids someday, and Emma would laugh it off, saying, "That's not in the cards for us, but we're happy as we are." I never questioned her. Why would I? I trusted her completely. Things started to unravel about a week ago. I came home after a long day at work, ready to collapse on the couch with a beer, when I noticed something on the bathroom counter, a positive pregnancy test. My first thought was confusion. Emma had friends over earlier that day, so I figured maybe one of them left it behind by mistake. But then a nagging thought crept into my mind. What if it was hers? I called out to Emma, and she came into the bathroom. I held up the test and asked, "What's this?" Her face went pale, and she froze like a deer in headlights. She didn't say anything at first, just stared at me with wide eyes. Then, out of nowhere, she started crying, not just tearing up, a full-blown breakdown. Through her sobs, she admitted that the pregnancy test was hers. I was stunned. My first reaction was disbelief. How is this even possible? She was supposed to be infertile. Had something changed? Was this some kind of miracle? But before I could ask those questions, she hit me with something I never saw coming. She wasn't infertile. She never was. I couldn't wrap my head around what she was saying. She explained, through broken sobs, that she lied to me early in our relationship because she thought I'd leave her if I knew she could have kids. She said she knew I didn't want them and thought that if I believed she was infertile, I'd stay. She claimed she planned to tell me the truth eventually, but as time went on, it became harder to admit. At this point, I was already reeling, but then she dropped another bombshell. About 3 months ago, she stopped taking her birth control without telling me. She said she wanted to see if we'd get lucky and if a baby just happened. She thought that if I found out she was pregnant, I'd change my mind about wanting kids once the reality set in. I cannot describe the emotions that hit me in that moment. Anger, betrayal, shock. I felt like the ground had been pulled out from under me. Here was the woman I thought I'd spend the rest of my life with, confessing that she had lied to me for years and then manipulated me into a situation I never agreed to. I didn't even know what to say. She kept apologizing, saying she did it because she loved me and wanted us to have a deeper connection through a family. She begged me to understand and forgive her, saying she thought this was the only way to make me see how wonderful fatherhood could be. But all I could feel was rage. This wasn't love. This was control. She took away my ability to make an informed decision about my own life. I told her I needed space to process everything and asked her to leave. I said she could stay with her sister for a while until I figured out what to do next. She cried even harder, accusing me of abandoning her while she was pregnant. She said I was being cruel and heartless, but I held my ground. I told her this wasn't about the baby. It was about the lies and manipulation. She eventually packed a bag and left, but not without a lot of parting words about how I was overreacting. Since then, it's been a non-stop storm of texts and calls from her. She's apologized, begged for forgiveness, and even tried to justify her actions by saying it was all done out of love. Her family has also gotten involved. Her sister called me, saying I was being an asshole for kicking Emma out while she's pregnant. Her parents left me a voicemail, accusing me of being a deadbeat dad for abandoning my child before they're even born. The guilt tripping has been relentless. But here's the thing, I never wanted kids. That's not to say I won't take responsibility for the baby, I will. The child didn't ask to be brought into this mess, and I'll do whatever I need to support them. But I feel trapped. My entire life has been upended because someone I trusted decided my feelings didn't matter. I've spent the past week replaying every moment of our relationship in my head, wondering if there were signs I missed. Did I overlook red flags? Was I naive to trust her so completely? I keep coming back to the same conclusion. No one could have predicted this. She lied to me about something so fundamental, and I believed her because I loved her. Now I don't know what to do. Part of me wants to end the relationship completely. How can I stay with someone who betrayed me like this? But another part of me feels like I should try to work things out for the sake of the baby. Would ending things make me a terrible person? Or am I justified in thinking this is too big to move past? I also don't know how to feel about the baby. It's not their fault, obviously, but I can't shake the feeling of resentment. Every time I think about becoming a father, it feels like a cage closing around me. I didn't choose this. It was forced on me. How do I deal with that without letting it affect the way I treat my child? I've been reading online forums and articles about similar situations, but nothing feels quite the same as what I'm going through. Most advice seems to boil down to go to therapy, which I'm open to, but therapy doesn't magically erase what happened. It doesn't make the lies and manipulation go away. AITA for kicking her out and taking some time to process this? Or am I being too harsh by focusing on the betrayal instead of the fact that I'm going to be a father? I feel like I'm drowning here, and I don't know which way is up.